Here we go. Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining this live. Before I get into anything, I'm here with my friend Lucas, Ventured by Ables. We will be joined shortly, soon by his wife Carla, and then we'll discuss.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, everyone's favorite top 3 theme land. And before I start getting into the chat, to say hi, everybody. You guys who are joining in, I would appreciate it so much if you can hit that like button. It would help out the channel, help out the video.
Yes, it would help out both of ours.
Yeah, help out both of ours, and it'll get us going. And excited to talk about today's topic. Before I get into it, I see Katrina. Thank you so much for being here. Very appreciate you always being in the stream. Yes, I got you. So this is one of my friends, Jessica. Finally, I can see. Yeah, first time ever catching a live. Thank you. So glad you're here.
Awesome.
Leslie, how you doing? Glad you're here.
Hey, Leslie.
So excited that you're here. And for everyone that's joining in, I cannot wait to hear your guys' thoughts about today's topic. And if you have, your favorite, whatever, if it's a top 3 or if you only have one favorite theme land, I would love for you guys to drop it off in the comments and
shout it out.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate all you guys that are all here in the chat. Thank you. But yeah, before we get into today's topic, like for those who have just joined or who are part of the stream, I always start off with theme park news to keep you updated on the parks, whether it's Disney World, Disneyland, even Hong Kong Disneyland, but just anywhere around the world, there's theme park news.
And today is some big news.
Yeah, this one's
really big news.
Yeah, this one's fitting to the topic that we're going to talk about. But Disneyland just announced that they're going to do an expansion of different lands that they're going to add to that park now. And in that list, it's a pretty good list. And I think out of all, and I'll list them all.
It's solid, guys.
They're really good. If I could put up like the images, actually, you know what? I could kind of put up the images. Let me do this real quick. Because I want you guys to see this for those who have not seen it yet. Let's see if I can do it. There we go. All right, for you guys who are watching. So
pretty.
There's going to be a frozen land, Arendelle, all this that you're seeing. This is all the concept art. There's going to be Tangled and Peter Pan. And I know Katrina is really going to be excited about that one. Maybe
That's hype. That's hype. But there's one more. There's another one. And boom, Zootopia. There it is, guys. Yep. Zootopia.
We are finally, not we, but like Disneyland over there. Because I say we, I think of Disney World, but like Disney in general is going to finally get Zootopia. Great film. Beautiful city. And I think it fits and it needed to be done. And I'm glad it's going to be done. I hope they do justice with it, which usually at the end of the day, they do a good job with the themes of their lands. But yeah, all good ones. Zootopia, Tangled, Peter Pan, and Arendelle.
There was a hot rumor they were running around for a while that they were going to demolish Dinoland USA and turn it into a Zootopia area. But I guess that got knocked out.
I wish, it would fit if they would do that in Animal Kingdom. It would not only help attendance, but it fits that park, and it would be great.
But I don't want it really like a kiddie area either. I want it like, I want it more like for everybody, not just, kids. Of course, every kiddie areas are still for everybody, but like I still maybe like some dark rides or something, Yeah. Hopefully there's a dark ride. I like dark rides.
Yeah,
I really like dark rides.
Talking about rides, Peter Pan, for those in the chat, and I think this too, Lucas, is that there's something about the Peter Pan ride at Magic Kingdom that I don't get excited for, and I always skip it because I just don't. Maybe if it's a 5 minute wait, I'll go on it. But other than that, I'm just like,
I mean, I don't know the hype on it either. Like personally,
Yeah.
it's a good ride. It's an interesting like ride system for a dark ride, but it needs something else.
Yeah, it does. And maybe they'll do something better.
I
And
think there are additions, Katrina. I think the Walt Disney Company like bought some more land from Anaheim. I mean, there's not much to buy left, I don't think, unless they demolish stuff around them. But I think they bought land. Don't quote me. It's just me like thinking what I heard.
yeah,
I hope they don't demolish stuff.
yeah,
That'd be a tragedy.
that
Especially
would,
Disneyland has all the main lands. They have
yeah,
like
they, and that's my problem with like just theme parks in general. Like, keep the classics, don't touch anything, and expand. You have a lot of land. Don't pretend like
Mhm.
you have a little backyard and you have no. You have a lot of land. So let's what these lands are
Well,
here.
Disneyland though in
Well,
California doesn't have a lot of
I
land.
guess compared to
They're
Disney
right in
World,
the
yeah,
middle of Anaheim.
yeah,
They're
I
not
guess.
like in the countryside.
Yeah. Jessica, Disney, this is going to happen at Disneyland. And
Disneyland.
hopefully maybe kind of come over Disney World because yeah,
I
Disneyland's
mean,
on
if
the
something does good, 90% of the time it winds up to be in Walt Disney World in general. I mean, look, Tron does well overseas. That's one of the best rides
yeah,
overseas besides Journey to the Center of the Earth. And now we're getting Tron over
yeah,
here in Magic Kingdom.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
um
that's what I thought too was a rumor, but Disneyland can't demolish their lands. They have the classic lands. They have Adventureland, Fantasyland, Frontierland, well, Critter Country. I don't think they have it. Is it Critter Country? No, Critter Country might be Disneyland Paris. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I think it's still Frontierland, Tomorrowland. All the normal name lands. Disney World is getting something though. They're getting Tron. That is a great addition. That's going to be a great addition, guys.
True. I mean, I guess like, but if you're looking at lands compared to like an attraction, because like we're getting Ratatouille, we're getting Tron, which are great because they're on the other side of the
Mhm.
country. But what about this kind of stuff? Like, are we gonna get this like this?
Well,
Can you
I
imagine Disney World getting? I mean, because there's a reason it's called Disney World, and you add more of this that
yeah.
goes with the name of Disney World. And now instead of having four parks, you can go to maybe they can make and maybe instead of adding these to certain parks, maybe they can make a whole nother park,
Well,
or I don't know.
my thoughts if I was doing this is I would just add them on the Fantasyland, because down here in Magic Kingdom they had the Fantasyland the new Fantasyland update
Yeah,
where they added Be Our Guest, they added Gaston Tavern, they added the Tangled bathrooms and the Rapunzel's tower up in the corner. So they added additional stuff to the land already to like make it still Fantasyland, but now it's called New Fantasyland.
yeah. Yeah, that would. I think that would be a good addition in Magic Kingdom over there in Fantasyland. I mean, they would fit because look, there is a tower, a Tangled Tower in Magic
Mhm.
Kingdom. There's obviously Peter Pan.
But this tower kind of looks like it's like actually it looks like might be more of an attraction or like a more of a structure than just like off in the distance, making it
Yeah,
seem bigger than what it is. Like the
yeah,
way the Imagineers are really good at their angles and their like direction and lighting.
yeah. And then just look at. I mean, if you look at the image, he's like you see that the where the tower's at. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
there's a reason they put it right there. I mean, you can see
Yeah.
like yeah. So oh, that would be really cool if that was an attraction. And I think they do like a dark ride or I don't know, just something cool with Tangled. Like that would be pretty awesome. And like with the technology, I don't know if it's probably going to be trackless.
What if the Tangled Tower is just like Robinson Crusoe tree? What if they demolished? Okay, so what? Okay, so here, think this. So they get rid of the treehouse that's like I think it's Tarzan over
Yeah,
there. It's got Tarzan theming over there on Disneyland. They
yeah,
take down the treehouse. They make the Tangled Tower more of like a walkthrough attraction where that is instead of the tree.
yeah.
I mean, the tree doesn't. I mean, it's a classic, right, guys? Of course, it's a classic attraction, but like, it's one of the ones people don't really go to. I mean, I can tell you how many times I walk past the Robinson Crusoe tree in Walt Disney World, and I'm just like, I don't care about doing this.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Jessica was saying that there's some land by Toontown. She thinks maybe I'll be there. What's up, Jose? Glad you're here.
Jose.
How are you doing, my friend? And then Katrina says she doesn't really ride roller coasters, so Tron is just yawn to her.
I mean, feel you. I mean, I like a good theme land and I like a good theme ride too. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm not all about roller coasters. I definitely like a good dark ride. And I definitely like a good theme land too. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yep, we will. But yeah, you guys, that is the news. We kind of extended it, but I mean, it's something exciting to talk about because these aren't just like attractions; they're actually themed lands. And the concept art of these different individual lands, they just look beautiful and exciting. Like I wish it was already done so I can go to Zootopia. And I mean, because they're not giving you something small. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be something big. And we'll get to. There's certain lands that I kind of feel a little. A type of way because I feel like they could have made it so much bigger. But anyways.
So question, you know how all the newer expansions on lands they've been doing recently have been like very immersive? Like take Galaxy's Edge for example, how immersive it is they don't really break character. How are we going to have people not dressed up, not animals, you know, not like cast members that look like humans in Zootopia?
You're right. I don't know. I'm curious about it though.
Like think about it like straight from the movie. What if there's like a shop where you can buy popsicles from that's like a tamed to like the elephant popsicle stand or the elephant ice cream shop? Like, are you just gonna have like a person just serving me ice cream? It's like, I know you're not an elephant.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I'm looking. I wonder if you can see it in the
picture. It shows people walking with animals. So I don't
for those
don't know the concept. You know, it's. I mean, I'm happy that it's happening, but like me as a person who overthinks things and like it pays attention to like you know the tiniest minute detail.
Yeah, I mean,
there's people with horns though. Do you see that? There's like people wearing horns.
Oh yeah, I see that. Oh, are those going to be like the
mouse ears?
Mouse ears for Zootopia.
Or the avatar, like the avatar headbands too. Like, you know how they have the avatar ears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
If you guys are seeing this in the chat, like, do you see that? Like, there's a person right here. I mean, if you can see my mouse, they're wearing like the horns and like
that's so
taking a selfie right here in front of. I can't really see what that is, but I don't know. You do see you see the character, so I mean, I don't know.
And there's a Giselle up there at top too. The Shakira character.
Yeah, she's up there.
Okay.
I don't know.
And then Judy and Nick are there in the middle.
Yeah, they're right there.
I kind of wish Nick had his like police uniform on though, so it like tells a story. Like maybe it's like part of the story.
Yeah.
Like how Galaxy Edge is part of the story. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be so. This is exciting.
It is. There's so many thoughts that you could put into it, but I don't know if they'll do it or not. I don't know if they're going to take that much time and investment with every land they do.
Yeah, and here's the thing, you guys. What's exciting? Like we'll get into our topic, but with this news and also Universal Studios, they're doing Nintendo World. So we're getting Nintendo World, we're getting Zootopia, we're getting like, come on, you guys. This is an exciting time to be at the theme parks, to go to the theme parks. I mean, if you're not planning a trip, plan a trip soon because it's going to be.
I mean, I've seen a lot of changes to theme parks in my time, so I haven't even been alive that long. Think about people who were like born when the parks were open. Oh.
Right. Back in, yeah, I know. And all the changes. And I'm sure they're the ones that they like the nostalgic feeling and they don't like when Disney or Universal starts taking out rides. Jose's his top 3 current lands in Disney World: Galaxy's Edge, Pandora, Toy Story Land. Leslie saying she's got baby to bed now, she can focus. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's a great accomplishment to hit 500. It's kind of unbelievable right now. Like it's a dream.
Our baby's still trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's why we don't have Carlo right now, because
unfortunately
Charleston had to see him in the background operating him.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and see, Jose, that's what we were talking about, the Zootopia in Dino Land. But I guess if I had to say something about that, like I feel like Zootopia, I mean, if you look at the picture, the Zootopia looks, it might be massive, and I don't know if
maybe
that area has enough land to provide it, to give us the full experience, and not like.
Well, once again, it could just be the Imagineers making it seem bigger than what it is. I mean, think of Galaxy's Edge. Granted, it's a big space, but when you look off in the distance and you see the mountains in the background, you think there's so much space back there. But then when you're driving behind it on the road to one of the other resorts, it's boom, it stops.
Yeah, it stops. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and pictures can be deceiving, you guys. They can be deceiving. But yeah, we're going to talk about our top 3 favorite lands. So yeah, exciting news. And also, if I want to throw in there, Nintendo World is already open over there in Japan, and they got one going for Universal Hollywood Studios, and it will be coming over here to Orlando for the new theme park. Universal has Epic Universe, so great time to be going to the theme parks. But
it is. I do want to say to Jose though, real quick, about his Animal Kingdom Zootopia comment. Yeah. I wish they want to go back. I want them to go back in time. Not only to go back in time, but I want them to take the ideas that they had before and make Beastly Kingdom within Animal Kingdom. I want them to finally do it. They have all the stuff at the park still that makes you think that it could happen. Like the dragons right there at the entrance. They have dragons on the sign. They have dragons on the benches. Like, it's there. It's there, and they could do it. They just need to pull the pin on it.
Yeah. Yeah,
like, I mean, that's such a tragedy that happened.
It is, and then I mean, you're just curious about what could have happened. I mean, maybe it would have been. I think it would have still been popular. It would have done a lot better than Dino Land.
It's what was. I mean, it was what was at the parks before Harry Potter took over for Universal.
Yeah.
Because the Imagineers left and went to Universal's Island of Adventure to make that theme park, that land. And if that land was still around, that would be in my top 3 favorite lands because that land was gorgeous to me.
Yeah. I mean, and not only did they left, and the one thing they left before going is the dragon head and the sign, right when you enter into
Who was it? Bob Iger? No, was it Bob Iger that was the CEO at the time?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But he just stopped production in the middle of it. Exactly. We still have all the original merch with the dragons on it. Give me that dragon dark ride where I'm going through the water. This big fire-breathing dragon comes out and scares the living daylights out of me. That would be crazy.
That would have been that would have been good. I don't know.
But I kind of want my dinosaur ride too to stay. I like it. I don't care what people say about it. I like my dinosaur ride.
You know, I don't have hey here for a moment. How you guys doing? The thing about the dinosaur ride for me, I mean, we're talking about the rides, but I'll say this real quick. It's not a bad ride, but like there's so much like tossing and turning and like I don't know, like I'm just like I love getting tossed around like a rag doll, but it's like aggressive. It's like the ride vehicle is malfunctioning or it's on steroids or something, and
that's how I felt in Gringotts.
Oh, really, in Gringotts? But but let us talk about our top 3 favorite theme lands. Like I said, Carla will join us and she will give us her top 3. But and if you guys are in the chat, like participate, if you want to drop off, like maybe if you want to just go little by little, or you can give us all 3 and we can talk about it. But how should we do this, from 3 to 1? Yeah. Save the best for the last. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. We will do that. So for me, number 3 on my list, and we were just talking about it, Galaxy's Edge.
Number 3. Ooh, okay, so it's not in the top. That's interesting. I mean, 3 is the top. So I mean, but what I'm saying, it's like bottom of the top.
Yeah, it's up there. Yeah. I guess the thing, like you were saying, it's kind of. I feel like it's kind of. It is kind of massive, but at the same time, it's kind of. I feel like they could have made it bigger. The thing that I do love, though, and this is why it's in my top 3, is that when you enter Galaxy's Edge, you do feel like you've gone off another planet and now you're in a Star Wars movie. I do enjoy. I don't know about you guys in the chat. Let me know, but I enjoy Galaxy's Edge at night. I don't know. There's something at night that feels more Star Wars for me, given I know like they're in space and it's darker, but there's just better light. Like the lights that they have on are pretty
and the noises cool. And everything sound
the noises and stuff like that. Because like when you're out in the daytime, I don't know, like when you hear the different noises, it's like but like at nighttime and it's kind of dark and you have the different lighting and you have the sound and the sound effects and it just, I don't know, it feels more Star Wars, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, because I'm not saying, I mean, obviously in all the planets they weren't all just dark, but it's just, I don't know. It's cooler to me. Just taking the element of thinking Star Wars.
No, I agree.
Cooler at night. I really like my looks at night. But other than that, I just feel like, I'll walk in Galaxy's Edge, and then by the time I start touching Toy Story Land, I'm like, oh, that's it. And I have to always go back around because I don't want to leave. But it's just kind of like, I don't know. I was expecting to be in this like massive world where I'm just like it's so massive that I get lost, or I really have to pull out a Disney map and like be like, oh my gosh, this is how you get out of here. Like, how do you get out of here? You know, I want to be at that point where I get so lost. But I mean, that would have been nice if it was a little bit more massive. And but other than that, like the Millennium Falcon is awesome to see. I mean, it's
that is a spectacle.
Yeah, that is just epic to just gaze upon, because it's like you're getting the actual, if that thing was real in this world, that's the size of the actual size of it. And just like when you walk up to it and look up to it, you're just like, wow. And I think there's some certain sounds you hear on it too, right? When you're kind of close to it, I guess, or maybe on the
I don't know exactly. I think every now and you just hear like TIE fighters go over, like flying overhead, where it goes from one side to the other.
Yeah, Jose, see, most of the new lands at night have a different life night, but yeah, like I enjoy it much better at night. But yeah, just the Millennium Falcon's awesome. A lot of the structures are really cool, and it's a great land. But I just wish it would have been a little bit more massive. So other than that, I'm trying to think. So it's not really anything negative. It's just, but to me, I enjoy it at nighttime. It's so much prettier at night, and I don't know. It makes me really don't want to leave, especially on a night where the temperature is just perfect in Florida and you're in Galaxy Edge.
For sure.
Oh,
for sure.
Beautiful.
For sure, that makes sense. Okay, I agree with that.
What do you say? Okay, so before we get to your top three, Katrina's saying hers is Galaxy's Edge at 3, Pandora number 2, Fantasyland Hour number 1.
I mean,
it's a good one.
That's Disney, but that's definitely like the best ones, probably the best ones at Disney. I kind of agree. I agree. Yeah.
And seeing like in Lucas's and my list, and I don't know about Carla, but we're also putting in our top 3. We looked at all the lands from both parks and we made it into a top 3. But that's fine if you have like a top 3 Disney and there's nothing Universal that really calls your eye, and you want to. Yeah, so it's just you go. I'll try to get a film footage of it at night. You're going to love it. Like I'll try to do a vlog about it. Hey Anna, how are you doing? Thank you for joining the stream.
Thank you. This is hard for me for 3. It's really hard. Like I thought I had it, and then I thought against it, and I thought I had it, and then thought against it.
Yeah.
Disney is gorgeous at night, especially. So one of my favorite areas to be at night is Pandora. But no, I don't need to start talking about what my favorite places are yet. I haven't even got my third one out yet. Yeah. I think my number 3 would be Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade combined. I want to combine those two.
Those are your number. That starts off at number 3. Interesting. Okay, tell me why that's number 3 for you. I thought that would be higher for you. I'm
combining the 3. I'm combining the 2 lands together.
Yeah, I know you're doing like
by themselves, they wouldn't make the top 5. They would be in the top 10. But together as like a whole experience of like going from land to land, definitely top 3. So it's not. I think I remember telling you, or maybe I was telling my wife Carla, that it's immersive, but it's not the right kind of immersive. Whereas like in Galaxy's Edge, they don't even say money; they say credits. Whereas the cast members take in your bills and your payments at Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, they're like, credit card please, or something along the lines of that. Okay. They're not saying like the money that you would be paying with the wizarding money.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's they break character there. I mean, of course you do have like your team members walking around in character, but everyone's not in character. Whereas in Galaxy's Edge they are. Okay. But I'm sorry about comparing the two like that, but those are the most 2 immersive lands I've been in. So it's kind of what I would compare the 2 with. But the things I do like is like it doesn't look like I'm on a set. It looks like I'm actually in the place. I'm actually in Hogsmeade, or I'm actually in Diagon Alley. Yeah. I like also how it's connected to like the Universal England area, and then you just kind of like walk behind the wall, and then you hear the bricks moving, and then this big reveal of Diagon Alley with like the Green Gotch dragon staring you down.
Oh yeah, and it's a beautiful. I mean, the dragon on top of that is beautiful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the sculptures are amazing there. The animatronics are amazing there. The stuff in the windows, like guys, you could get lost in how much stuff is in the windows there.
Yep.
It's so bright and colorful. At least for Diagon Alley, it's so bright and colorful. Like it makes you feel like you're about ready to like buy everything that a wizard would buy.
Yeah.
And then I also like how they have Nocturne Alley just like hiding off in the corner that no one really knows about unless you like actually pay attention to.
Yeah, and they did a good job with Nocturne Alley. Like I like.
And you can.
You know, I was gonna say I like going in there. No, I was gonna say I like going in there. Like it's really I like the experience in there.
Exactly. And Burge and Books, like you can actually go inside Burge and Books, and inside of that store, there's a chest that like shakes and makes a noise every now and then.
Yeah.
So, and then the singing heads and everything that's inside of there, and the interactives that they have with the wands are really cool too.
Yeah, and I think that's the big one is that you can go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and the wands, and they don't limit you on like, oh, you can only get like Harry Potter's wand and Hermione and maybe like Dumbledore and Snape.
The wand chooses you.
The wand chooses you, and you have they have almost every character's wand. So
I actually have Voldemort's and no, I have Voldemort's. My brother had Sirius Snape, not Sirius, Sirius Blacks. I'm sorry. Gotcha. So
yeah, so I mean, they did a good job.
Yeah, but a downside to it as well, it looks too colorful at some points. Like it looks like a theme park land at some point in some aspects.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't make me like there's some points where I'm like it takes me out of like the imagination of being like in the world of Harry Potter. It's not a negative thing. It's not like a negative thing though. It's a completely thing that I can overlook, but I could definitely tell when I was going from like, Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley to Hogsmeade last time we were there. Like I could definitely had the feeling of like, okay, well, I'm still at a theme park.
Okay.
I mean, that's not a negative. That's kind of why it's down farther because I want my lands to make me feel like I'm somewhere else.
Yeah, like you're somewhere else. Okay.
But I think it's one of the best because we wanted to talk about both parks, and there's a land. So I want to talk about a land real quick that I want to be better is the Jurassic World or Jurassic Park land.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I wish that was a better themed park or theme park land. Sorry, a lot of words that won't come out tonight.
No, yeah, Jurassic World could have, or Jurassic Park, if they could have done a little bit better job on that, because when you walk into Jurassic Park, it almost feels like you've walked into Jurassic Park, but then there's aspects of the areas where it feels like theme park, and you're just like, back in Islands of Adventure.
I'm hoping when the scrimmage and everything comes down for Velocicoaster, and they kind of like rearrange things to where it's a good again, it's going to look good because the Velociraptor encounter definitely brings like, the immersive aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Velocicoaster is supposed to have a bunch of animatronics and everything that run along with it. So like, I hope that land gets a pick me up soon because that was one of my favorite ones when I was younger, but it's definitely not on the list anymore. But back to Hogsmeade, because I talked about Diagon Alley. Hogsmeade, I think, is a better themed land out of the two, but you put the two together and it becomes a brilliantly themed land. I actually lose myself in Hogsmeade by how like brilliant it is. Like it looks like snow. Like Hogwarts looks amazing.
Yeah,
Hogwarts looks amazing.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
The Hogwarts Express, like waiting on you on the outside, and the queue for Hagrid's is amazing. Like the Hagrid's ride is amazing. The Forbidden Journey is amazing. Like the three broomsticks and inside the Hog's Head, like all these places, it's just an overall amazing experience.
Yeah, it's really good how they did, especially Hogsmeade. I mean, like the snow, if you look at it, even though we know we're in Florida and it could be like 90 degrees, I mean, it looks so real. And and someone like me who I've seen snow, I'm from Colorado, like it's just it looks like like if it snowed in Colorado. Like it's so beautiful. And then they did like just the perfect sculpture of sculpting it on the different ceilings and just throughout Hogsmeade. And like what Lucas was saying, going over there and looking at being in the queue line for Hagrid's, like great
Blown
queue line.
away.
Yeah,
Blown
great queue
away.
line. And then yeah, Hogwarts
Yeah.
is just, I mean, if you go around that corner and you look up and you see the castle, you're just like in awe. And the
Dang.
fact that it's a ride too, you guys, and not only is it a ride, it's one of the best
Mhm.
rides there and that area besides, Hagrid's.
I think it's one of the best rides at the park,
Yeah, probably,
personally.
yeah, at the park, yeah, but like the
Like,
fact that,
granted, roller coasters, but I think that's one of the best rides Universal owns.
yeah, they did a very good job. Before I even get to more, because I was gonna here for a moment, I know they had this up for a minute, but they were saying if we ever get a chance to look up the Movie World Australia, if you love Marvel, I think he said that not Marvel, but DC rides, a bunch of them. I have to look that up. Because yeah, he said right here, sorry, no, not Marvel.
Huh. Yeah, we love DC, guys.
If you guys, yeah, keep dropping your top three. I'll get to your comments. Like
Ooh, Simpsons Land is there, but it's too carnival to me. It looks like a carnival area. It's like that. Like, I know it's the whole idea, but it's like too much. It makes me think of Dinoland USA, but like Simpsons based, or it makes me think of like Paradise Pier, which is now Pixar Pier over in Disneyland, but it's Simpsons based. I agree though, Jose. It's a really well themed land.
yeah,
But one thing I want to say before we leave the Hogwarts and Harry Potter world discussion, like I've seen Hogsmeade at Christmas time, but I haven't seen Diagon Alley and everything else at Christmas time. And I've heard it's beautiful.
Oh, I've seen it. And you guys, Diagon Alley during the Christmas time, the way they decorated it, whew, beautiful.
I have seen videos for it, and I like how, like, go back to Nocturne Alley, they have like this withered, like, old wreath hanging over where you enter Nocturne Alley. I'm like, that's a really, really nice attention to detail.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just beautiful, you guys. If you plan a trip to Universal Studios, go during the Christmas time. And I mean at the end of the day, either park, Disney, or Universal, going during Christmas time is beautiful. But like Diagon Alley and just Hogsmeade and just that area. Oh, and Seuss Landing during Christmas time, beautiful.
Oh, I love that place during Christmas. It's arguably one of the best ones.
Yeah, if we had to rank like our favorite theme lands for like depending on the holiday, like Seuss would be like probably be number one. But I mean, yeah, just beautiful, you guys. Katrina was saying, she said it was easy. I guess she updated Dr. Seuss Land, both Harry Potter and still Fantasyland for number one. Okay.
Yeah. Because I can't split both Harry Potter worlds apart. They have to be the same for me. I can't do it.
So Giselle's saying her home park is Disneyland, so this is how she would have New Orleans Square, Frontierland, Tomorrowland. Okay, I like that list.
Haunted Mansion at Christmas time. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So, yeah. Then she said, but nothing beats the castle fireworks in a world of color. Yeah.
Well, Giselle, hopefully me and Carla are going to be able to get to Disneyland soon.
Yeah, same here. I would love to go visit Disneyland. Yeah, it is better. It is much better. And then we have Islands of Adventure, and then now you're gonna throw in Epic Universe. It's about to like be way better. Yeah.
But speaking of Epic Universe, if that comes into play, if that like Universal Movie Monsters area is an actual like real thing, and just not a rumor. Just not a rumor. I can't speak to that, guys. I'm sorry. But if that's actually like not a rumor and a real thing, woo, buddy, let's go.
Can you imagine like just a dark area that's just solely focused on the classic monsters? These are the monsters that started the horror. That's what we have today. Universal. I forgot who was the creator who came up with most of the monsters, but like Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the creature from the Black Lagoon, like all these different characters, you guys. Is people were fearful of those back in the day. Like they were they were scared of that, and whoever it was that created them brought this fear, and horror came into film.
I mean, Bela Lugosi's Dracula is still terrifying.
Yeah.
I I mean, I'll still watch and be like, ooh, spoopy.
Yeah. But yeah, just going back to yeah, we all can't wait to. I heard if Disney World is your home park, you won't like Disneyland.
I don't know how I feel
I don't
about
know.
it. I mean, I've heard that too because people think it's bigger, like because bigger is better, but it's not. I've seen the stuff at Disneyland. I want to ride Matterhorn bobsleds. I want to go during Christmas time so I can finally see the Haunted Mansion. You know,
Yeah.
the Nightmare for Christmas layover. Like, there's a lot of things there that we don't have here.
Yeah.
And Disneyland, California, Cars Land. If I had been, I've seen Cars Land, but I've never seen it, so I can't put that on my list. But if I have been there, I'm almost positive I would put that on my list because of what I've seen just from videos.
I think, I mean, the fact that we have Disney World, I don't think it's gonna ruin Disneyland for us because it's just it's a whole nother experience of, you know, a different Disney park. And I feel like we walk the streets of, you know, Main Street and just go through all of Disneyland and everything that it has to offer. Like I feel like we're not gonna sit there and be like, Disney World's better, or we're gonna be bored. I feel like it's gonna give us a different experience, a different kind of magical feeling, and we're going to enjoy it. I guess at the end of the day, we will probably go on. If we all three of us go to Disneyland, we will give you a live stream and give you our thoughts. If how, you know, comparing it to Disney World, I think that would be a good one for a stream.
I think it would too.
Here for a moment. Galaxy's night, the number 2. Galaxy's during the day, number 3. And gotcha. That's your top 3. Heard.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that list.
There's not.
I will agree at night though. But yeah, I'm just adding to going back to Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade. I'm a little surprised the way how you're describing the area. That's why I said when you said that was your number 3, because I've been with, for you guys who don't know, I've gone to Lucas at Universal Studios a couple of times, and he's always just admiring and just fascinated with everything and just depicting different details. And so I thought, not his number 1, but I thought it'd at least be his number 2. But I mean, a top 3 is not bad at all. But if you haven't, you know, visited Universal Studios, just, I mean, the Wizarding World, I mean, both of them, they're beautiful. And what were we gonna say?
I think the team members keep it from being higher for me because I like immersive.
Okay. You did, yeah. You were meant
because I take it for this is the only reason why I can say this honestly though, because we went and got a butterbeer last time we were there, and they didn't like act like anybody from the land when they took our money, and I'm like,
yeah.
And now comparing to Galaxy's Edge, when I went and got some blue milk, they were just like. They were like however much it was. It was like if it's like a $6 item, they say 600 credits.
Yeah.
And they don't ask you for a card or anything. They say 600 credits, please. And then they go on along the lines of whatever else they have to say within the world that they're in. And I'm like, they don't break character, and it's great.
Yeah, and I'll give you that one because if you're going to if a theme park's gonna make you feel like you're in a whole nother world, everything from like the sculptures, the structures, everything, the people, the employees have to be in character so that it stays. Because that's the thing, if you're in Harry Potter World or Galaxy's Edge or wherever, you know, and you're going to do payment, I would hope that the payment would be based off of the film. So that it feels like, you know, you're like, oh, here's my credit card. They're like, oh, we don't accept card. And they say it like, they correct you. Like, it would be nice to be corrected on the spot. Like, oh, here's my cash. Like, no.
Yeah, exactly. I had to re-ask what the man said when he said 500 credits or 600, whatever the price was. I was like, what? And he's like, blah, blah, blah credits, please. And I'm like, okay. And I had to like make sure everything was going fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll give you that one. So I can see why that one's not your.
But other than that, land's beautiful. Land's amazing. The attention to detail is crazy.
I was overwhelmed at Disney World, but when we went to Disneyland after Disney World, the castle's so much more tinier.
It is. It's a very small castle, but it's also the first castle.
Yeah. So. Okay, so we gave our number 3, and some of you guys in the chat have given us.
Sorry, I was a little long on mine.
No, that's fine. Like, that's what we're going to discuss. And I mean, I think Harry Potter's so massive that, especially when you combine the two, that you're going to have to kind of talk about.
Also, the train makes it a sense too. So the train, when you do the train to get back and forth between the two lands. I like how when you go into the Universal side, Universal Studio side, it's like England. You're going in an English train.
Yeah.
Station, and then when you come out, you're coming out into like Hogsmeade Station, where it's more Wizarding World based. Yeah, so that's another thing I like too.
Yeah, good point. And it gives you different experiences, and the other beautiful thing about the Hogwarts Express is that when you're in line, you guys, and you're waiting, before you can board the next train to come in, just seeing that train coming your way and the steam, and it looks just like in the movie. It's beautiful. You're just like, you get chills and goosebumps, and you're just like, ah! So, and if you're like a huge Harry Potter fan, you will get goosebumps and chills just seeing the Hogwarts Express like coming and getting ready for you and walking into there, and when you sit in your cabin, you're just like, amazing. And the details on the outside and inside, beautiful.
And like the screens, and like while you're like sitting down, people walking around in the cabin. My first time ever going there, guys, mind you, wasn't like back a couple of days ago with me and Carla on the Hogwarts Express. This was like years ago when it first opened, and like when they showed the people walking through the thing, I thought it was CAD team members. I didn't know that was a screen. When I was younger, I thought that was actual people.
People doing, yeah.
And then it was like when they have Harry and they have Ron and Hermione come out and talk, I'm like, what? Why is this? How is this happening right now? How do they have Daniel Radcliffe out here right now talking?
Yeah.
And then I realized later on it was a screen.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And for you guys who are in the chat, like if you don't know what we're talking about, like either maybe I'll do a video, or if there's YouTube videos, like just being in there. I mean, it feels like you would think it's like real people, like because they have this screen that's just like depicting like or kind of like not depicting, but it's like it's showing off like if there's people on the other side of the wall, and that there's a shadow of them, like a shadow figure of them, and they're like talking, or there's frogs bouncing around, or spiders, and it's just like, or Harry Potter's there, and you're just like, you hear them, and you're just like, it sounds so real that if you open the door, you feel like you would see Harry, Ron, and Hermione, or whoever's behind the class. It's a really cool experience, you guys. Definitely visit Harry Potter World. Like, it's the hype that you hear from it, it is worth it. And in here for a moment for Galaxy said, yeah, the First Order tried to recruit me when looking at, see, and that's where you feel like you're not at just some theme park. Here you are doing a theme park thing. Here you are doing a theme park thing, and then cast members throws you off with that,
But also buying merch there doesn't feel like you're buying merch at a theme park. We'll get to that later.
Leslie's saying, I really want to go to Cars Land and see it at night after seeing it all weekend on Instagram. Oh, I bet you that.
I've seen videos of it also during Halloween and Christmas. Another land that I want to see during holidays.
I don't think I've seen Halloween or Christmas over there, but yeah,
they're good.
I will look them up. For you guys in the chat, I think this is a good question. Ask, like, if you've gone to the theme parks, and I know a few of you have answered, like, do you prefer the theme parks in the day or the night, and does it change the feeling or the atmosphere for you? Like I said, my number 3 is Galaxy's Edge, and to me, at night, I feel more like it's Star Wars Land. And like, you let me know, you guys. Like, do you prefer the theme parks? Do you prefer the theme parks at night or at daytime? And does it change, the atmosphere for you? Does it make it feel more immersive, or like you're actually now not in a theme park anymore? Hey, Mike Speed, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining the podcast.
What's up?
Yeah, we're just talking about our top 3 favorite themes. So you're not too late. We're at number 2. We started at 3. Mine was 3. It was Galaxy's Edge. Lucas over here, my friend Lucas over here, was talking about Harry Potter, which both of them, Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley, was his number 3. And we were just talking about how having cast members or just the employees act or play like they're whichever land you're in helps, whether it's making payments or them making small comments like they're recruiting you for the new order. It makes you feel like you're in that, and it doesn't break. It makes you feel like you're not at the theme park anymore. So Carline looks really good at night with all the neon lights. So see, I feel like everyone. So we got night for sure. I love the parks at night.
Nights for sure. Nights for me too, man.
Yeah, and like I said, at night with the perfect temperature, like you don't want to leave. You're just like, is it closing time? Like
you're walking away from Main Street, all the lights and everything, and that's when you actually feel sad. Like you feel sad for leaving the park.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you just want to like just wait somewhere, and then you're waiting for the cast member to tell you like, the park's closer. Oh, it was. Oh, wow. I didn't even, just so you can.
Here, so hot take real quick before we get to number twos. I think Animal Kingdom is the best looking land at night. Like the best looking park at night.
Overall,
Like think
yeah.
of the Tree of Life. Like think of like all like the sounds that they have playing, all the different areas. It just looks. It looks like they've taken you to another place on Earth, not not somewhere that isn't not real. It looks like you're actually somewhere else on Earth that you could be at the exact same time.
No, yeah, I agree. And before we continue to our number two, for those who are just joining the chat, we are at 3 here, and now we're going to have Carla, Lucas's wife, joining us to give us her top 3. But now I guess she can give us her 3 because we haven't even really gotten into the list. But anyways, we have Carla.
Hello.
Welcome. By the way, it was her birthday. Oh, it's still her birthday today. So happy birthday! Wish her a happy birthday, you guys in the chat. I hope you had a great birthday today.
I did. Thank you.
That's good. Good to hear. So yeah, we were just Lucas and I. We were just got done with our at number 3 because we're going 3, 2, 1. Let us know what your number 3 is. And right before you came on, I was asking people like, when you're at the theme parks, do you prefer it at night or at daytime? Because for me, Galaxy's Edge feels more like I'm at Star Wars, some Star Wars planet at night than in the daytime, and it makes me enjoy Galaxy's Edge more at night. So I'll let you answer that question, but first, give us your number 3.
So my top 3 first. So I'm gonna go with Pandora at Animal Kingdom, Fantasyland, and then it's a bit between. I really like Batu, however you say it, but I also like Toy Story Land so much. So I think I'm gonna go with Toy Story Land, even though it's way smaller, but I do like it a lot. So those are my top 3.
Okay. Toy Story Land for me. Toy Story Land for me, you guys who are watching, it's not okay. Well, it's gonna be just you and I for a second. Lucas will be back. Toy Story Land for me didn't even make it in my top 3, only because by the way, everyone's telling you happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Hold on a minute.
And I think Lucas. Oh, if you're gonna fix, okay. Well, then it's me. I think because she kind of sounded a little far away, you guys. Let's do this. Man, I've never been so up close. Anyways, you get to admire the Batman's face a little close. But anyways, thank you guys for saying happy birthday. But yeah, my perfect temperature, the light, riding your favorite outdoor attraction, and finishing off with some ice cream at night. Perfect night, yeah. And it's just so perfect that you just don't want to leave, Like I've been there, like, oh, so beautiful. Right now in the middle of 74. Yeah, right now the temperature is beautiful right now. But yeah, you guys, so I mean, while they're getting some audio and everything fixed, I will let me start with my number 2. And if you guys haven't dropped your top 3 favorite theme lands, like let me know in the chat what's your top 3 favorite 3. So number 2 for me is going to be Pandora. There's just something. The Pandora is beautiful. Like it's just being over there and hearing this different sounds of the creatures, and then getting close to the waterfall and just the land and all the greens and the plants and just the trees, and amazing, you guys. And that land to me, whether at night or in the daytime, I think it's just beautiful. Like I don't think I could pick one or the other. I know Lucas was saying Animal Kingdom in general is just better, but okay, I think we got them all back.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Good. Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. And I had a technical difficulty. Carla needed a different headset or different earbuds. So
yeah. I just started on my number 2, so my number 2 is Pandora. That's what I have, and I was just saying that whether it's in the daytime or at night, it's just beautiful to me, and it doesn't really matter. yeah, it's just beautiful to walk in. The only thing the only thing I don't like is how crowded it gets, but I get it because it's popular. But if you cut some of the crowds out of it, like it's nice to walk in. But there's certain areas where it's kind of really a lot of people, and you're just like, like.
What's your number one?
Oh, we haven't gotten to it. We were breaking it down.
So what's your number 3?
My number 3 was Galaxy's Edge.
Okay, and Lucas's?
It was Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade combined.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I said. That was my exact reaction. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember playing past midnight, seeing the castle lit up, didn't want to leave. Yeah, we're all talking.
I remember that too.
So yeah, so like
remember that.
So my number 2, like I said, is Pandora. I mean, there's nothing even really to bash. I don't like. Yeah, everything's great. They have great attractions. Like I said, everything's beautiful. Even if you're going to like smell, I don't know if they have like little machines that give off certain scents, but it just feels
yeah.
You know, and I know Disney World does that, but you know,
it's just like there's I don't know if it's true, but like they have a machine that makes you smell the coffee more when you're near Starbucks to make you actually want the Starbucks.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
I mean, it's a rumor. I don't know if it's a rumor or facts. So
hey, it wouldn't surprise me.
Hogsmeade number 2 for Universal and Pandora. Yeah.
Okay. So I like how Jose's doing. He's splitting. I think he's trying to do his top 3 in Disney, top 3 Universal. But we just combined it all. So, but for you, Carla, I'll let Carla go in. You're number 2.
Go on, baby. What was your number 2?
Oh, I already said them all. Was I not supposed to?
No, you're supposed to. It's okay. No, it's okay. Go ahead and explain your number 2, though.
Yeah.
Wait. So hold on. Well, I don't really have them like in numbers because I like them all. There's many more that I like. Number 2, I guess, is Toy Story Land.
Ooh.
I just like it a lot. I know it's not real big, but it's really immersive and colorful, and you have 3 rides in such a small land, which I think is pretty neat. Like for Star Wars being a way bigger land, you only have 2 rides, but you have other stuff and other experiences. So I get that.
Yeah, good point.
And I know I've told you guys, going into the Star Wars land really quick, I wish I would have had a little kiddie ride in there. That's my only issue.
Yeah, like a little like a little spinner ride, but it's like all X-wings, or like one's X-wing, one's a TIE fighter, and like you're chasing each other.
I know we had this conversation already one time, but I'm gonna say Toy Story Land. They have good. They have the Woody's Lunchbox. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Really good food, and we're getting an actual sit-down restaurant. So I guess the land is gonna be a little bigger. I don't know if they're adding also a walk-in area going into the restaurant. I'm assuming so, but I really like that land because you got a ride for kids, which is the alien
swirling saucers.
Yeah.
And when I say kids, I don't mean like adults can go on it too, but you guys know my point.
I mean, as an adult, I really like that ride. It's fun.
It is fun. Yeah, and then we have Toy Story Mania, which is like a family ride, and then you have Slinky, which is a roller coaster. You know, it's not like crazy, but it's a roller coaster. So I like that.
Another family
ride. It's a
well-themed
roller coaster too. At that.
Yeah, well-themed, and it's not just for adults or just for kids. Like that one's a family roller coaster that I think both a kid and an adult can enjoy. So.
Yeah, see, when it comes to details, I agree. And just like the colors and everything, I wish it was bigger. I wish I could have done more, but I'm okay with the way it came out. It's a really nice land. I like it.
A bento carousel. I got you, Jose. That'd be dope. That'd be good.
That would be a good idea too.
I don't know what that is.
A banta?
Yeah.
It's the big fuzzy woolly mammoth thing that the Tusken Raiders ride on.
I don't remember. I'm new, Jose. Just so you know, I'm like new into like Star Wars, so I don't know all of it. But
You're getting
yeah,
there. It's okay.
yeah.
So okay, so that you're saying that's your number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your reasons. Okay.
Yeah.
Lucas, what is your number 2?
It's funny story. Like it goes between the two of the ones you guys said. It's really hard to pick my number 2, but if I probably had to pick, it would be Toy Story Land.
Of course. I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
Right.
For me,
Coffee in the
Toy
water.
Story. No. For me, Toy Story means a lot. I grew up with Toy Story. I grew up while Andy was growing up.
That is true.
Like what was happening in the movies with Andy is basically where I was at in life at that point in time as well. Like Andy went off to college. I was already in college. Andy was around the same age as I was when Toy Story 1 and 2 came out. So like it just those movies resonated with me growing up a lot. So the fact that I was able to then step into the world of Toy Story, granted be a very short like snippet because of how small the land is, but granted I still got to. I like the attention to detail. Like every time I go there, I find something new. Like last time we were in there, there was the Corona sun from Rapunzel on one of the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of little tiny details, and then like on the ground, you see these big, huge footprints. Like you are a toy. You're walking around as one of the toys. I like how in Woody's lunchbox, like the seating areas, like you're actually
Oh my
sitting
God,
on
yeah.
pieces of stuff. Like one of them's a Babel cheese ball or a cheese thing.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The ride queue for Slinky Dog and the actual ride itself, phenomenal ride.
Yeah.
In
Great
my
ride.
opinion. But it also goes along with the fact of it being a little short because of the space of land that they have. But for that space of land that they have to build that kind of roller coaster is amazing. And it kind of like it goes through the whole park. Granted, it doesn't go over everybody, but it goes through the whole park.
Yeah.
You see all the characters, like all the characters are there. You have Rex, you have Jesse. They're talking while you're walking around the park. Woody like introduced you to Toy Story Land, and there's this huge Buzz Lightyear statue as well that talks every now and then. I like that they moved Toy Story Mania into the land too. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Just super well themed.
Yeah.
But once again, the immersive thing comes into play because you can't really have people like act like toys, I guess, when they're serving you your food and everything else. They're just, cast members are cast members. So there's no really like immersive aspect to it through the people talking to you.
Well, during normal times, we see the characters a lot.
Well, yeah, the characters walking
Hanging
around
out,
help build that facade.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the actual workers don't bring an immersive factor to you as the guest, whereas Batu does. I'll compare it to Batu again because Batu is the only one that I know of that does this. So it's another one of those little aspects that like take it away from me from being different people, different takes, right?
No.
Yeah. But that's definitely one of the things I still look at.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, that's why I put Harry Potter farther than Toy Story, though, because Toy Story is really hard to do that with. So I understand. Mm-hmm. Whereas Harry Potter, like, I don't want to be told it's such and such dollars. Like, you live in England. Mm-hmm. Why are we not using pounds? Why are we not using, whatever the currency is for them? Makes it
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, and if you think about it for Toy Story Land, like there's no way to do it because, like you said, we're supposed to be toys, and it's like, what are you gonna do? Have the cast members dressed up as toys, which they could, but at the end of the day, like, so you're not saying it's a bad thing. You're just saying it adds to, feeling like you're in a different world.
Exactly.
It's the backyard of Andy's or anywhere. It just adds to it. So I get what you're saying. You're saying because of that, that's why you place certain theme lands in your top list.
Exactly.
So I'll give you that.
Yeah, if they did that with Harry Potter World 100%, it would be hard in Toy Story. But you know what? Toy Story still takes it. Like,
And
and plus, and nostalgic, and like the way it makes me feel because of what Toy Story is to me. Also, like,
Mm-hmm.
it's near and dear to my heart. Like, I have cried with the last two Toy Story movies,
He has.
and I mean, I wasn't old enough to like understand what those movies meant to me with the first two movies, but like rewatching the first two movies, like it's still like it starts to tear me up now because of what these movies mean to me, and the fact that I'm able to go a 2 hour drive to Orlando and go walk and be like, "Hey, Woody, what's up?" Like that's so awesome to me.
I like that. And see, that's what I love about Disney, or just doing theme lands, is that you having those moments, or that excitement on your way to Orlando or the parks or whatever. And so, and earlier, Carla, we were talking about theme park news, which is the Disneyland, what they're doing with the expansion of
I was
Tangled, Peter
watching.
Pan.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah. Just
was.
having that feeling to be like to go to Zootopia or to go to
Mm-hmm.
Arendelle or whatever. Like that's what I
Yeah,
love, and that's what I'm hoping Disney continues on with these theme lands. And I think theme lands is starting to become popular, and I feel like it adds to the experience,
yeah.
whichever park you go
I
to.
I think that we're gonna be getting a new park soon down here. It's been a rumor for the last 2 years, and every time they do is it D23 convention?
Mhm.
Every time they do that convention is when Disney announces all these huge things coming. But of course, we had coronavirus last year, and everything has been so crazy. But I think that it's coming. I don't think Disney World is gonna expand anything yet. I mean, of course I could be wrong. This is just me assuming, but I think that we're gonna be getting
A new park before
a
anything.
fifth park. I hope so. They have the land. We know that.
I heard a rumor of it being a
Yeah,
retro park, like it bringing back all the retro rides.
There's a lot of
that would
rumors,
be
but
yeah,
I I
that'd be
think that's
cool.
coming. They have to because the parks are getting.
That would be cool to have a racetrack ride. That'd be awesome. But there's not a lot. I don't know how much space Hollywood Studios has to expand on,
I don't
like
either.
Yeah,
itself as
I
a
don't
park.
know. I feel like Hollywood Studios might be one of the smaller
Smaller
parks.
areas. I think
Yeah,
so.
Hmm.
smaller areas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
It was
which
a
makes
rush.
sense.
Well, fun fact: it was a rush project for Disney because they wanted a studio-based park to keep in contact with like Universal, because Universal was a movie studio-based theme park. So
Mhm.
then Disney was like, "Let me make MGM Studios," which is what Hollywood Studios was before. So it was
Hmm.
kind of more of a rushed endeavor than it was actually a thought-out endeavor.
Yeah. So here for a moment, they're saying it would be cool to have like a racetrack with to ride like RC cars and have been like test track. That would have been cool. In Toy Story
Yeah.
Land. That would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think they should have kept Toy Story Mania, or do you think they should have brought a new ride in?
Hmm.
Kept it.
Kept
I mean,
it?
new ride would be cool. I mean, depending what it could have been, but I think
I think they should have kept it too, but it's just a thought because of the space park. The Villains Park was a great concept with awesome artwork. I wish they did the Villains Park, man. That would have been so cool.
can you imagine that? That would
Or
be
just like a theme land of the villains. Just that's all you have to do. I don't care about the whole park. Just give me something more villains based.
yeah. And I feel like the villains, everyone, when we talk about like favorite princess, favorite Disney movie, we can even ask Disney fans favorite villain, and we all have our favorite villains. And it's
Yeah.
like there's all this, and people are wearing like there's so much like villain gears, and if you see
Oh
people
yeah.
are all buying everything, whether it's Ursula or whoever, and it's like Disney, you do you not see this hype? If you made a themed villains land, oh my gosh, people would lose it. They probably would just
Yeah.
stay there the whole
I mean,
time
they brought
in the
Villains
parks.
Night for a reason.
Yeah,
The villains
exactly.
after our party, they brought it for a reason because they knew people
Yeah.
would eat it up.
And if Disney's all about the money, could you imagine the merchandise and just what everyone
Mhm.
would buy there? I mean, like, can you imagine the popcorn buckets in that area? Can you imagine like, oh my gosh, the different.
I think
Yeah,
the fifth park is definitely coming, but I think I don't know. Coronavirus just ruined so many things and so much that I don't think it's gonna be in the next 2 years. But I think they're thinking about it. If I had to
see,
guess,
I could
hopefully
see us having another park in
we
our
need
lifetime.
it. We need it.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree.
because all the
How many
parks are.
people?
Yeah, and of course,
Yeah.
right now it's limited capacity, but during normal times, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I definitely think we need it.
Yeah, it's exactly, Mike. Like it would.
The closest thing
It
to
would.
a villain-themed attraction or a ride is over in Disneyland Paris. Underneath the castle is this huge, amazing dragon animatronic, and it's amazing to see.
I don't think I've seen it. Now I need to look that up.
Pull it up real quick. Like
It's
it's really good.
Maleficent, isn't it?
Let me see.
It is
No.
Sleeping Beauty's castle over there.
Okay, I thought you said it was like Maleficent when she.
I think it's just a dragon. I'm not 100% sure,
Okay.
but that
Is Disneyland
animatronic.
Paris even open right now?
No,
I don't think so.
it is.
I don't think it ever opened up.
This is crazy, guys. I can't wait to be back to normal. I am so over this.
I am too. And then once it's over, we all can start thinking of all the new themed lands we can throw into our top 3 because of all the stuff being built.
Oh, I think I found it. Let me see. So you guys who are in the chat, let's see if I can pull this up.
Yeah, this is the closest thing in the parks on a regular basis that's villain themed. Besides Gaston, of course, in Gaston's Tavern. Whenever we go back to normal, Gaston actually frequents that area of Fantasyland.
Oh, I'm just making sure this is the right film, but you know, if there's one thing I want to talk about the parks outside the country is why are they getting all the good stuff? Like why? Why are you guys getting the awesome Pirates of the Caribbean? And like they did have Ratatouille, we're gonna get that. They did have Tron, yeah, we're gonna get that. But there's just some other rides.
They still have, like, yeah, Tokyo Disneyland still has Disneyland Sea, and I think that's one of the most amazingly beautiful theme parks. I talk about it all the time. Carla's gonna shoot me one day, I swear.
No. But everybody says that. Oh, everyone else gets everything, but us here. I know they got some cool stuff over there, but if you think about it, us here, we got 4 parks, 2 water parks. That's just here in Florida. Then you have Disneyland in California. Like, we have way more parks. We have way more stuff. So, I don't know. I just kind of disagree when people say that the outside the country parks get better stuff. I think they're just more about the technology, but I don't know.
Disneyland Tokyo and Disneyland Sea is on my list, Chris and Scott.
Yeah. Welcome, Chris and Scott. I'm glad you guys made it to the show. Katrina was saying,
how can you hate the villains? You only have a good story and a good hero if the villain's good.
I don't care about villains. I mean, some of them are cool and everything, but it's not.
For those of you out there, Scar and Maleficent are number 1.
All right, so I found it. I kind of fast forward to where it's at. I'm going to share this. Let's see if it has audio and everything. So you guys, what Lucas was saying, let's see if I can get it up here. Ba-bum, ba-bum. But yeah, Katrina, I think, I don't know why you would hate the villains. Oh, I think it's going slow now.
What?
Or did it go? What are you doing? Hold on, let me see what's going on. But yeah, let me see if I can get it.
You're good.
Because it's really cool. Like I'm kind of seeing like a little bit of it, you guys.
So this is your first time seeing this, Alex?
Yeah, first time.
Yeah, so if this was here, I could see Fantasyland becoming like number 2 or number 1, probably my number 2, because it's actually part of like their Fantasyland, because that's what leads into their Fantasyland is the castle.
So this is the one you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if it'll play now.
You see how it moves its fingers every now and then it picks its head up and everything? Like it looks real. Looks real.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on. Do you guys see that pretty well? I don't know if it was a little choppy, but that was
It was choppy, but
yeah, it was a little choppy, but I don't know. I think the Wi-Fi is acting up on me
but
right
that's
now.
just
But
a
anyways,
walk through attraction.
that was pretty amazing. I was just expecting the head just to kind of go back and forth, but the fact that it was just like it's like scoping everyone. It's like you're pissing me off, and it just like lifts up higher and just well,
Technical difficulties.
technical difficulties. Yeah, it lifts up his head and it just like, and there's the roar, like oh my gosh, that was really cool.
But see, like stuff like that adds to what a well-themed land is. And if we had something along the lines of that here, Fantasyland for me would be in my top 3 easily.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thanks.
Act like nothing happened. Welcome back.
I know. How's your phone?
It's all good.
So anyways, yeah, that's pretty cool, Lucas. I'm glad you brought that in, kind of something new. We're all, for those who have not seen it, that's awesome. And it's under, like you said, under the castle.
Right underneath the castle. Like it's like a walk-in. It says it's, of course it's in Disneyland Paris, so it's all in French, but it's like something le something there, dragon lair.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I would love, if that was at Magic Kingdom and you can go underneath in that, like, oh, that would be pretty sweet.
But that's like an aspect of villains being at the park, since we were talking about villains. That's the only reason why I brought it up.
And if we're talking about villains and animatronics, one of the best animatronic villains that I've seen, especially at Magic Kingdom, is on the Little Mermaid ride, Ursula. Oh my gosh! When you get to that part and she's doing her like this and it's just moving, I can't even tell if it's an animatronic. I'm like, you're moving so realistic. Like I feel like it's you in real life.
It's the best one from that ride.
Yeah. The best
her and Scuttle are the best ones on the ride. Like the main people, like Ariel and Eric, are terrible. Those animatronics are terrible.
Yeah. They are. They need an update. They really do. Yeah. I love Ariel and I love that ride, but they look rough.
And if we're talking about, if we're just talking about villains, there's Disney putting money into the Ursula, which is a villain animatronic, to make her look really good. So can you imagine if they actually did a theme land? It would be.
Disney loves their villains. They do. They just, I don't know why they don't put them in the parks more.
And I agree with Jose, what he's saying. Bring back the scary, because the roller coaster one, I'm not all for it. I really am not. And I think what you were kind of just going off of what you were saying, Carla, like how you disagree. What I'm trying to say is that why are they getting like more immersive, creative, like fascinating rides? And I get like a lot of our rides are old, but like, why don't you? If we were the establishment, we started the theme parks first. Why are they getting the rides and then we're getting some of it? Like me, Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite ride. I love the classic, nostalgic feeling of it. But the one over there, was it Shanghai or Hong Kong, wherever?
No, it's Shanghai.
Shanghai, yeah, amazing. And if we had that over here, that would like maybe update, or I don't know. Like I get Pirates of the Caribbean here was the first one, and that's how it's gonna look like. But it's like you guys are being able to improve these rides and on the other side of the world, and you're making them pretty cool. And it's like, well, can you bring them over here? Because like, yeah, we're getting Tron and Ratatouille, but
I think they might eventually. I mean, look at Jungle Cruise. I've been saying that Jungle Cruise needs a refurbishment for so long, and I know it's a classic and I know people love it. I'm not a huge fan of the Jungle Cruise ride, but I'm so glad they're finally giving it an update. I actually think we're gonna get like a full new like show or whatever you want to call it.
There's a couple areas that they're definitely getting rid of and putting new stuff in for Jungle Cruise, so it's gonna be cool.
And they should.
Yeah. They should.
Some of it just, at least to me.
All right, so we all gone through our number twos. A lot of people in the comments have left their top. Yeah, definitely a jump scare.
Yeah, because it just sits there and like it looks
Like I said,
around
I
and
wasn't
it looks
expecting that.
around
Yeah,
and then its feet are moving, like its little talons are moving, like tapping the water, just like getting more and more angry. Its tail's like kind of moving in the background, and it.
yeah. Like it's definitely a jump scare because like for me, I thought because there's some animatronics where they just kind of like move it back and forth, but like this one, yeah,
And so that also brings back to a land theme. It's keep in line with the topic we're on. If they could do that at Disney World, Disneyland Paris, as just a walkthrough animatronic, the Beastly Kingdom that could have been an Animal Kingdom. Think of that.
yeah,
Think of that, but on a ride where they
yeah.
put a little bit more attention to detail on the animatronics.
That would have been sweet. Yeah, I agree. Um, and then she's mentioning about the Jungle Cruise. She doesn't think it has to do with the cancel culture. She
There's
thinks
something.
because of the movie. She was saying right here because of the movie is coming out, but I don't know. I mean, it needs an update, so I'm glad.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason for it, but now let's get to our number one, you guys. So number one. I'll start with my number one. So my number one, we've already talked about it. We touched about it. Will be and is all of everything Harry Potter. That is my number one.
I saw that coming.
That is my number one, you guys. And like Lucas made some good points that kind of made me like rethink about like it being number one. But I'm like, that's little things that they can fix, and it just will be, those are little minor things that they can fix. And I agree that would make it feel more like you're in, London and stuff like that. But just the Diagon Alley, just the details there, Hogsmeade, what we just talked about, everything, all the details to everything is just great and beautiful, and you feel like you're in, there with the other wizards, and especially when you see all these little kids or even adults with their little wands and they're doing the little spells, like you feel like you're with other wizards, and it feels great. And it kind of gets you and this is how Universal gets people to buy wands, because like you see other people doing the wands and stuff, and even if you don't care for Harry Potter, you're just kind of like, that kind of looks cool, like it makes you want to go buy a wand, and then that's where they make the money. But yeah, just seeing everyone, and then everyone that goes there, given also in Galaxy's Edge, but I feel like maybe in Hogsmeade and Diagon Alley I see more people dressed up, but you see more people dressed up in the robes of whichever house they represent than I think I see in Galaxy's Edge, people dressed up as Jedis and whatever, Sith Lords and all that stuff. But yeah, I just see everyone with their robes representing, whether it's Gryffindor, and all these different houses, and then they have their wands out and they're doing the spells, and everyone's just like, I don't know, I love every aspect of everything of Harry Potter, and I love that it's not just Diagon Alley, that you can go to the other park and experience Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. Like I said, that is one of the best attractions at that park. Beautiful castle, and I love that you can go inside and all the details of everything inside there. Awesome. So yeah, that is my number one, you guys. Both of them combined.
Yeah, we kind of already talked that to death.
Yeah, so
unfortunately. Sorry I took your thunder on that.
No, you're good. I mean, you just so Jose's number one, Galaxy's Edge, number one for Universal Diagon Alley. So Jose is with me on what his number one is. And I know some of you guys already dropped your top three, but if some of you who kind of came in late, what are your top three? Like we're at number one. Let us know. Yeah, let us know whether you do like Jose, where you got a top. If it's a little too difficult and you want to do a top three Disney, top three Universal, you can do it like that. Or if you just combine them together, give us your best top three theme lands. But yeah, Diagon Alley, that one's my number one for me. I will let Carla go next.
So really quick, I want to say I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but all the Harry Potter lands are pretty cool and the rides. So I mean, that makes sense. My sister loves Harry Potter, and I so wish she would go to Universal just to see all the Harry Potter stuff. She loves Harry Potter. I don't know if she's watching tonight, but oh my God, she's obsessed. But anyways, sorry, yes, my cats.
I was like, what number was that? It almost sounded like
My number one has to be Fantasyland.
okay.
It's just, the princesses, and it's what makes Magic Kingdom feel like Magic Kingdom to me. It's also a lot of memories with my daughter, and it's just, you know, all the princesses and stuff. I wish it was more like how it's almost like you just walk through, like it's not like a circle. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
I wish it was more that way, like a circle kind of, not like something that you just walk and you pass all these different rides and whatever. But yeah, that's my favorite one.
which I guess in a way they could have done it to where it can be in a kind of a circular, design back there.
It would have
That
been cool
could
if
have
they,
led back to the castle or something. Yeah.
yeah, like you walk through the castle to get through into, like, that be like the gateway to Fantasyland, and
Yeah,
then don't have it connect to any of the other lands.
right.
So it just keeps you in like the world of Disney.
Yeah.
Because because Adventureland and Frontierland and Tomorrowland aren't really like they have Disney stuff in it, but it's not really like Disney. Like Fantasyland is Disney.
Yeah, and I think that's why I love it so much. And I mean, you have all the other castles. They're not as big as Cinderella's castle, but you have Prince Eric's castle, or Ariel's castle now, I guess. And you have Gaston's Tavern, which is so cool looking and such good theming. And you have the Beast Castles, and inside there's that restaurant, Be Your Guest, which we've been, and it's amazing.
It's super amazing inside.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been, Alex, but
No.
it's definitely something that if you like Disney, you have to do it at least once. It's a little pricey, but it's just an experience because it's like you're inside the castle. It's crazy.
So it's like you start off by like you walk into the castle
It's
and you
amazing.
meet the Beast, right? Because he's letting you into his home. So
Which
you get
right
to
now
meet the
you're not
Beast,
doing. I just want to say that really
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
And I think too, if I'm gonna do it, like I feel like I'm gonna wait until I get the actual experience instead of.
And
but I've seen some videos. Yeah, like it's pretty cool.
And then the 3 different rooms you eat in, you have the main hall with the snow going around you, and then you have the West Wing with the rose and the picture frame with
It's
the torn
amazing.
picture of Eric. And then you have the dance hall as well, like the other hall as well, where it's more like the nicer area of that castle.
And
Like-
a lot of people have issues with their food. I thought the food was good.
I did too.
A lot of people have an issue with the food, which, I mean, we all like different things. I get that. But just being there, it's a whole experience. It's so beautiful and it's amazing. I would like to do it again.
I do too.
I think I enjoyed Be Our Guest, which is the name of that restaurant, more than Cinderella's Royal Table, which is inside the Cinderella castle. Would you say that's in Fantasyland?
I would consider castle
Okay.
anything that like, involves a castle. I would consider part of Fantasyland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we
That's
did
why-
Cinderella's Royal Table, which is up in the castle, and I think I enjoy Be Our Guest way more.
I mean, it's 2 different things to compare. So the Royal Castle or whatever, the Round Table or whatever, it's just you see Prince and Princesses come to your table. There's nothing really like special about it. Whereas Be Our Guest is like you said it, you hit the nail on the head. It's immersive.
Well, but Cinderella's, you go inside the castle.
Well, yeah, you're inside of the castle, but there's no like story. There's no like build up. There's nothing really going on. That you just you see some princesses and that's it.
Yeah, you meet Cinderella. You take a picture with her. The food was pretty good.
Yeah, but as a land, I agree with you, hon. I can see why you say that.
Yeah, to me, that's just what makes it Magic Kingdom, Disney World, so that just has to be my number one.
Yeah, that's a good number one. I mean, and I had a friend on here, and she had that as I think her number one too. So, and then Leslie's agreeing with you guys, like Be Our Guest is number one on the bucket list. So it is on my list. I will experience it when everything's like back to normal, and because obviously I got to give a bat score on the food, but yeah, I can't wait for the experience.
Yeah.
Mike Speed saying Disney, it's going to be Pandora, Galaxy's Edge, Tomorrowland, if he's ranking it like that.
Oh,
Tomorrowland. Is it Tomorrowland for Disney World or Tomorrowland for Disneyland?
Probably Disney World.
What would be the difference between both? Is one bigger than the other? Does one have more rides?
One Space Mountain. Their Space Mountain's a little bit different, a different coloring because of the different atmospheres of the country. Like over here, we have our Batu is different color than the one over there because the different like heat rays coming from the sun.
Okay.
Ours is more. Our color tones for here won't fade as easily, whereas the ones over there, they're more attuned to like cloudier days and like more rain, like more like not aggressive heat.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're asking like which Tomorrowland, wouldn't you, I guess, kind of do it for Fantasyland? Because I think Fantasyland, Disneyland compared to Disney World's a little bit different. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a difference, but
yeah,
that's a good list. I like that, Mike. That's
that's a good list. Very different.
You said Disney World. Okay.
You worked it. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
If there's one thing I have to nitpick on Tomorrowland and Disney World is the Buzz Lightyear attraction. I think it is one of the worst rides.
The one at Disneyland, the guns come off the cart. That is amazing. They just need to put that in Florida.
I haven't seen that, but that ride needs to be like, it needs to be updated a little bit more. Like I'm literally sitting there and I'm just like, and I'm just like, there's times I'm not even touching the gun. I'm just kind of like, I feel like a people mover through space.
So really quick, speaking about that ride, I saw on Facebook the other day. For those of you guys that have Facebook, there's a group page called Disney World Annual Pass Holders. They talk about literally everything you can think of. Anyways, somebody said that if you keep pressing the button on the gun, it keeps shooting, so you don't have to go like this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. I don't know if you know this too, but if you're holding on to it, this is what I kind of don't like too about the ride. You hold on to it. I tested it out. Like if you hold on to it and you just like point at anything, you get 100 points for just holding it for like I think 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, you're getting 100 points. So I was sitting there because there was a time where we were just going through and I was just testing it to kind of see where the laser light's at. And as I'm holding it, it was like it went up to 100, and I was like, "What did I hit?" I'm just pointing the wall, and so I was like, "Huh." So the whole ride, I was just like going around, like not even hitting the targets, and it was like 200, 300, 400. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Makes it feel like you're doing something. I mean, think about people who come with little kids that don't really know what they're doing, and at the end of the ride, they're like, "I got 800 points, mommy," and you're like, "Good job, baby."
Right. Okay. I won't hate too much on that, but in the aspect of like being an adult and being I'm not saying being competitive, but if I have to compare, like to me, laser one of the best laser rides is Men in Black, and then after that is Toy Story Mania. They're like it's not really laser, but like just shooting at something. Those two attractions do it best, and then you do Buzz Lightyear. I'll give you that. That's a good point, Lucas. Like if you're a little kid and you really, the 5-year-old's not going to be able to hit all the targets, maybe 4-year-old, and so if they're just holding it and they see they got like 1,000 points for just holding it throughout the whole ride, then they're going to feel good. So that's probably why they. But other than that, just sitting there and you're just like. And it's just like, I don't know, it's not that fun for me. So I like the whole doing this on Toy Story Mania. And then when you're on like Men in Black, you're just like trying to get like the bonus points and all the aliens. And so, that's how I feel about that, right? But other than that, Tomorrowland, great choice. Some good treats too. Talking about treats, some good treats in that area. They do have like, I forget what it's called, but there's a place where they have like the milk, the sundaes and the milkshakes. And it's a holiday.
And Anti-Gravities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really good. So yeah, good list, Mike. Hold the button down. That's how you get really high score. Yeah. We're talking about. Yeah. But anyways, you're Lucas. What is your number one?
Galaxy's Edge. Like there's no comparison to me for a like well-themed, well-immersive, like beyond good land. You have everything that you want as a Star Wars fan. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, you can appreciate like the sculptures and everything that are around you. The fact that you could see Chewbacca walking through and like it's not weird because it makes sense. I like that the stormtroopers come up to you and like haggle you and like, why are you here? And they want to recruit you for the First Order, and they're just talking to you the whole time. I like how you have these little kids coming out of the droid factory with like little BB-8s and R2D2s, and they're rolling around the ground and like having interactions with each other. I like walking into Ronta Roasters and you have this droid literally cooking the food that you're about to eat. Granted, it's not real food, but it's like one of the animals that you're about to eat.
Yeah.
You walk through the marketplace and it doesn't even seem like you're actually buying theme park merchandise, which is what you are. It looks like you're like at the marketplace of the world, and there are these people haggling their wares to you, like the characters, like the little stuffed animal characters that you buy at parks. They look like they're hand sewn toys from the planet. They don't look like actual like theme park stuffed animals. Like it's amazing. And then you have little animatronics inside the marketplace as well, like the little sleeping like cat creature that's inside the one with all the animals. That's amazing. And then the little water creature within the water tank that comes up while you're drinking water and it like talks to you and makes noises. And then I talked about it earlier when you talked about when you talked about Galaxy's Edge, like the sounds of TIE fighters and X-wings flying overhead of you, the crickets and whatever noise of the animals around you.
All good sound effects. And
then the Coke stands they have the R4 droids on the front of the Coke stands. And even the bottles that they serve, they're plastic bottles for their drinks, aren't even say Coke on it. There's a little circle ball with like whatever the language is of Batu.
Yeah, and that's unique. It's a unique touch on there. Yeah.
And then like I said, when I went and bought some blue milk, when I first got my first time of blue milk, is the thing is like I know it's nitpicky, but like they said credits. And they said like 600, 800 credits, where it's like supposed to be $8 or something.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind when I went to do that. I was like, you said what? Yeah. And another thing that you mentioned about like, the sheer scale of like the style of the Millennium Falcon, and then Kylo Ren's like Sith Inceptor, like, and then the X-Wing and the A-Wing and all the other little like broken down like little areas that have like all the broken down like racer pieces. Not to mention, like, I haven't done it yet, but the lightsaber ceremony, I've seen pictures from it. I had a friend who did the lightsaber ceremony, and the video that he had from it was amazing. Going into the droid factory and having all the droid pieces going around you, and you like picking out your pieces to make your droid.
It's all amazing. And then even like Mike saying, like, one of the things he likes is when people walk around with the lightsabers, and that's something that I do love when I'm in Galaxy's Edge. It's just so cool seeing people, whether they had just bought it and they have it on their back, and there's some people when they're all dressed up, they have it hooked on their on their hip, and you're just like, it feels cool because you feel like you just walk past, like, it makes you want to be a Jedi. And so just seeing everyone, and here, this is another thing, Mike, good thing you brought this up about the lightsabers. But the other thing that I like about Galaxy's Edge at night, everyone pulls out their lightsabers and they're lit up at night, and it just looks really cool. Like, and now, like, I really feel I'm in like somewhere in Star Wars. Like, it's just really cool to where I wish I had a lightsaber and at night just kind of just do that. But yeah, they have them all lit up at night throughout that whole area, and it's amazing to see on top of everything else lit up. What were you gonna say?
I mean, I was also going to talk about the attractions too. It has Rise of Resistance, one of the best themed experiences ever conceived for a theme park. And Millennium Falcon, as the ride itself, is not lackluster. It's a great ride, and it's on accord. But the theming of being inside the Millennium Falcon, like being inside that cockpit, or even sitting in like the table where you would be able to play like the hologram chess game that they play. Like all of those little like nuances that they paid attention to, making this world is amazing.
Bye, Anna. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good night.
And then like how they have the black spires in the background, making it seem like you're on this world like far off in the distance. Like there's this huge mountains. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's all good. Like, and we already discussed about what we think about Galaxy's Edge. Mike's agreeing with what I just said about the whole lightsaber. I'm gonna get to you about this one, Katrina, real quick. Okay. Sorry, I was reading something. So Katrina was saying, this is my one thing about Galaxy's Edge, you guys, is that that I wish it was interactive, and she said it. Where is it? She said it right here. So I wish the lightsabers, you do something more interactive, immersive in, something to do in Galaxy's Edge while you're having a lightsaber, because it's cool to have one and set it up at night, but it'd be even more on a whole nother level if, we can just do something interactive with it.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this, Alex, before, and my counter argument to that is there's this whole ceremony with the lightsaber where you're getting the lightsaber.
Yeah, I mean that.
So besides you being able to walk around and do stuff,
but that's the Ollivander, experience, and after that, you get to use the wand and do interactive stuff. That's my only thing about the whole lightsaber kind of thing.
The wand is also this big, right? Wand's about like this big, whereas the lightsaber's like this big.
But I mean, come on, like the wand has to.
So you're telling me, like, since Disney said no more selfie sticks, don't allow selfie sticks.
Yeah.
So you're gonna tell me it's okay to move a lightsaber out like this when you can't have a selfie stick in the park?
Well, I mean, are you gonna really move around a lightsaber? But I mean, I guess. Well, here's the thing: like, if you're doing a Jedi training, right? So let's say there would be spots. So like, if Universal or if Disney did it, if they were trying to be smart with it, they would have like if they want to do like Jedi training, have little areas where like there's just like a circular engravement on the ground to where everyone has his back off, and the person enters there, you turn on your lightsaber, and it's some kind of interactive thing with the little you're just like you're going, and you can swing it around, and it'll be okay because it's designed for you to do that, and everyone knows that, and they need to step away. So so I get what you were the point you're making, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they could have spaced it out and had different interactive areas.
I would have liked to seen something to do with the Force, not really the lightsabers, where either you like do a hand movement and there's like a camera near you where it recognizes the hand movement that you're doing, and it does something.
What was I saying? But yeah, I mean, why not have the Force and the lightsaber being interactive? So
I don't know. I feel like the Force is something they could easily work better with because it's more like the magic of the wand, if you want to compare the two.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's something that it would be comparable. And then before we stop talking about it as well, like, I also want to talk about the hotel that they're adding on. That's also part of the Batuu experience.
Yeah, that's gonna be
crazy.
Yeah,
it's a whole on experience, like a 2-3 day experience, and it lands you in Batuu. So it adds on to like how amazing that land is already.
I think it's gonna be like maximum. It's gonna be 3 nights.
Yeah.
Or something, which I kind of like that they're limiting that, because that's gonna be so crazy. And if they happen to open it, I think they want to open it this year.
Yeah.
And if they happen to open it this year, I'm assuming we're still gonna be dealing with all this social distancing and limited everything. So that's gonna be even more difficult to get a reservation for this place, which I think starting this summer you're gonna be able to book an experience or whatever, because they're not calling it a hotel stay, they're calling it a full experience. So I'm really excited for that, and I know we're definitely gonna do it. I don't care how much it is.
I mean, it's an experience. It's all about the experience. You don't really look at the money part of it. Because then if you got, depending, like if it gets a little too ridiculous, then you will, like,
Oh yeah.
But, and keeping it within the theme as well. So it takes place in the timeline of the Star Wars story. So there's actually a place on the I said Universal. The universe of Star Wars. It takes place on the timeline as well. Granted, it's based on the sequel movies, which I am not a fan of the sequel movies, but the fact that we still have something Star Wars to go and enjoy is amazing.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's something, that's going to add to that area, and we're all excited for it. And I can see why it's your number one. Like you added, I mean, you've mentioned a lot of great points of why that area land can be anyone's number one. All the way down to even, like I said, the attraction Rise of the Resistance, great ride. But like I said, my thing, lightsabers. It's a cool. If you can do that, then it really feels like you're not at a theme park now. Just like everyone that does the Harry Potter thing, they feel like they're not at Universal Studios. So if you do something like, and I think I like the idea what you said, the Force, but how about the Force and a lightsaber? How about we put something creative?
You have the lightsaber training academy and in front of Star Tours.
Yeah.
So it's at the park already.
That's funny. I'm just reading their comments.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw.
They already released the prices, though. I think it's gonna be like, I don't know. I'm not gonna give the wrong information.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna Google it after I'm done on this stream.
You have to sell your first child.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's why we were laughing. And then Jose said, "If that's it, sounds reasonable."
That's amazing.
And then she said, "Yes. I mean, if you don't like your first child, you have." Yeah, more.
And we still, speaking of Galaxy's Edge, we still haven't done August Cantina, which is like a bar almost.
That's a bucket list for me.
Yeah, and ever since the pandemic, like before, it was a little easier to get a reservation. You could even just walk in, but after the pandemic, it's so hard to get a reservation. Like, we haven't been able to get one yet, but hopefully
when we do, you guys will know for sure.
Yeah, but I've seen like pictures and videos, and it's like a bar, and I think they have like 2 appetizers. It's really more about the drinks. If you like, I think they have non-alcoholic drinks too. For those of you that don't drink. So. Yeah, that too, definitely.
Yeah.
But that's also something we haven't done.
And the lightsaber ceremony we haven't done, and we haven't built a droid either.
Exactly. Yeah.
I definitely want to build a droid. Like in the next maybe year or 2, I do want to build a droid just to say I've done it.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, like that's another adding to like walking around. Besides seeing lightsabers, people carrying around their droids. Like it's so cool to see that. Like it's. Yeah.
I like seeing little kids who don't know each other, like complete strangers, like out and they're playing with their droids, and the droids are talking to each other because they can do that. Like you could be carrying. Also, you can carry your droids, and if your droid's turned on, it can talk to another droid.
Yeah, and that adds on to everything that you were listing of all the good qualities of Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, they close it up. Yeah.
Yeah, they did close it up.
Sorry about the drinks at Olga's. Yeah. I don't know. Jose will have to find out sooner or later.
Right. But yeah, that was our top 3, you guys. And any of you guys who joined in late, I guess we kind of really talked about it. It was kind of the ending point of what I kind of wanted to talk about was like the future theme lands, but we already covered it. I mean, you guys who were here earlier, it was, we were talking about the new future land expansion that they're having over there in Disneyland. And so, I mean, to show like real quick for anyone that kind of came in late, like this is going to be crazy and good. Frozen, Tangled, Peter Pan, and Zootopia. Besides
Zootopia, I think I might be really excited for the Peter Pan one. I don't know why, but I want to see what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, what exactly are you going to do for Peter Pan? Like, you know what you can do for Tangled, and I know what you're going to do for Frozen. You're going to make Arendelle. You're going to make it so you can walk around Arendelle. But, like, what are you going to do for Peter Pan? I see Skull Rock, but what are you actually going to do?
Well, right here in the description, it's saying that the Neverland area features 2 attractions. One that, with the help of Tinkerbell, takes guests on a boat ride following the Lost Boys down a river. And the other taking guests on a journey to the middle of Pixie Hollow, where Tinkerbell and her fairy friends live. The area also includes a restaurant with the spectacular views inspired by the Lost Boys' iconic hideout. You know what? I was showing this earlier, and I don't think I read some of the...
Me neither.
I see Rapunzel's... Yeah, Rapunzel's Tower overlooks a charming forest where guests board gondolas to the Lantern Festival, live Rapunzel's best day ever. Oh, with Flynn. A restaurant where she befriended a band of bees in the film is also featured. Okay.
Oh, so we get to go to the Snuggly Duckling.
Cool.
Or the Snuggly Duck, or whatever the place is called. That's because of Airedale.
Oh my God, the park needs to happen because I need it to be there for it all. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Arendelle,
So
Arendelle.
Are they gonna get the Frozen ride that we have at Epcot?
No, I don't know because it says with a thrilling boat adventure as well as a restaurant set inside the castle. I think it's gonna be something better. I think they're gonna do a little bit more. Because I mean,
ours was just a rehash of Maelstrom.
Yeah, ours is just like a
reskin.
Yeah, exactly. Reskin one. They're gonna start from scratch, so it's probably gonna be better. And then that's when we're gonna go to Disneyland and say something like, "Oh, this is better than Disney World," and then it's gonna suck, and we're gonna be like, "What? When is that gonna come to Disney World, Disney?" Because we can't go to on the other side of the country to go to this to California and Florida. That's a whole nother traveling like distance.
Then what was the Zootopia readout?
Oh yeah, let's see what Zootopia is. Zootopia currently under construction at Shanghai Disneyland. Guests will be invited to experience the mammalian metropolis of Zootopia, where anyone can be anything. And remember, we were talking about the ears or the horns, I guess. So for those who are watching, like, can I zoom this in a little bit? Oh, I guess I haven't zoomed in. Or maybe that's what they're talking about. You can be anything. With a new major attraction that will seamlessly blend Disney storytelling and the state-of-the-art technology to bring this fan-favorite movie and its characters to life.
Shanghai Disneyland.
So it's currently under construction at Shanghai Disneyland. So when this opens up, yeah. So I'm guessing when they open up there, we're going to see what it's going to be like. Question about Disney. Land have that water area where sea was at.
They changed it from Under the Sea to a Finding Nemo ride. I know, but I don't know what they did with it after. If it's still there or not, I don't know.
But yeah, I'm excited for those new lands. Like so earlier.
Whoa, that's harsh words there, Jose. I like Navi River Journey.
Hey, I'm going to agree with Jose. I guess that's going to be 2 against 1 because the Navi River. Here's the thing about it.
No, I agree with you too as well.
Yeah, like you go on it. Here's the thing: the best thing on that ride is just the animatronic. But other than that, like you don't see any other animatronics, and you don't see like the music's nice, the visuals is nice, but it's just. I sat there and waited, I think 60 minutes for the ride because I realized every time I went to the park, it's not going down. So I was like, okay, I waited an hour for that. And then at the end of the boat ride, I was like, that's it. And it felt kind of short too. And I was like, that's it. People are waiting 60, 70, 80 minutes for this ride and that's it. And here's the sad part. And I already mentioned this. I didn't even get to see the animatronic. So that was even the worst part. So the part that I was waiting for the whole time, waiting 60 hours in line, thinking it was going to be this very creative, different kind of boat ride, and I don't get. I'm like it was
That's
nice.
How I feel on Gringotts.
And Gringotts. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can give you that, but I mean, they could have done something a little better with Gringotts. But I like the idea of half coaster and half like 3D kind of ride. But I guess if they would have added more coaster to it, it would have been more thrilling.
I wanted animatronics. If they gave me animatronics, it would have been a great ride. Yeah. But it was all screen.
My thing with Navi River is the wait time, and I don't know why people wait so long to get on that ride. That should be like no less than 30-minute wait type of ride because it's really not that impressive.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, the animatronic is like the best part, but I mean it's a cute ride. It's very beautiful. But
it's beautiful.
I was about to say, I think it adds to like the idea of what Animal Kingdom is. It's about nature. It's about animals. It's about wildlife.
It's overrated, though, in my opinion.
And when you step into Pandora, you're on another world.
No, I get all that, but
with that particular ride, if you're everything that you're listing, they could have done it a little better with the boat ride.
Oh, if the thing I don't like is the screens. I don't like the screens. I like everything else but the screens. But like when they have the little animals playing on the lily pads over your head, that's amazing looking to me. I like that so much.
Yeah, and that's all that boat ride gives you is like beautiful visuals and then the animatronic at the end. But if you're someone like me, and let's say you only got to go to Disney World or whatever, you plan the trip, and you go and the animatronic's gone and it's replaced by, I think it was a screen. Yeah, you're going to be upset that you waited 60 minutes plus for, you know, seeing something that's beautiful, but then the cherry on the top was supposed to be the animatronic, and you don't get that, and you leave disappointed. And it's just like, yeah, and look, yeah, I agree. There's so many impressive animals that the movie that they could have tried to put into animatronic form, and that would have added to the experience of that.
I've never seen that movie, you guys.
It's sort of like, oh, you haven't?
No, I need to see it.
Hey, should we do a stream about that? That would be good. Do a stream about Avatar.
We should, because Avatar 2 is coming out soon.
Yeah.
I've had people tell me that's the best movie in the world, and I'm like, okay, I don't believe that, but I will.
And you're more open to space stuff now too because of me. So
I will tell you this, Carla. I was like what you said. I was like, when Avatar first came out and there was all this hype, and I was like, what is up with these blue creatures? And they like, I was like, you know, I was kind of like, I thought it was gonna be stupid, and I go watch it and I ended up loving it to where I bought it on Blu-ray and I actually enjoyed it and everything. And then Mike was saying he's surprised that they didn't have like any of the animatronics of just exactly, and I think that's
animatronics are more expensive than screens, though.
Yes, but Disney has the money.
That's not the point. The
Disney
point
I know, but that's what we're moving towards.
I know, and I hate that. I don't like that.
Because, well, look at, let's talk about the Jurassic World real quick over in Hollywood Studios. The new ride that they refurbished, the things they put in there, they have animatronics and screens. So think about that. Like, that's a good use of what's going on is animatronics and screens. But a lot of people are just using screens now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just talking about screens. I hope they don't put a lot of screens in all the new lands that are coming in Disneyland, even though that's not our home park. But
yeah,
you know, it would really suck to see a Zootopia or a Tangled that need like too much screening. You're just like,
it would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. But yeah,
we shall see.
But
I'm excited for Splash Mountain being redone. I think it needs it.
Yeah, that one. I'm excited to see that one.
I'm excited.
There's some people who feel indifferent about it. They're like,
I know.
It's kind of like the castle thing. When they touched the castle and repainted it, people were like, when you posted that on social media, everyone's like, "Oh, that's so ugly," and why did they touch it and blah blah. But then you see them go to the parks and they're like, "Wow, it's actually it's beautiful in person." So
yeah.
You know, I feel like it might be
I was one of the people that I didn't like complain about it, but I do like the classic castle better. I don't like this one too much. I mean, I like it, but I prefer the other one. But this is only temporary. It's only for the celebration. We're gonna get the old castle back.
Our generation, don't really have any room to complain. Now, people who are older, who got that birthday cake castle back in the day, let's talk about that right quick. That was terrible.
That was bad.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, the people were disputing the new colors, right? They're just a little bit different colors. They made it a huge birthday cake. That was awful. Even I thought that.
Yeah, I think that's that's really bad. Or change that for
Oh, like the Ray. Like Ray's hologram.
Yeah, anything they could have done anything, but again, it's something that I thought that it was like I always saw people in long lines for this ride, and I was like, this has to be worth it. And obviously, you have Flight of Passage, which is an amazing ride, so you're thinking it's going to be as equally as exciting and amazing, and you go on and it's like, no, it's not. Yeah. So, I see everyone.
He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a bad idea, but yeah, I think this was fun, you guys. I really enjoyed us talking about like our top 3. It was a little different, and everybody in the chat, you guys, thank you for participating. Everyone
Thank
had
you
a
guys so much.
different.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys all had different, your top 3, and I think at the end of the day, you asked people your top if you had to do top 3, because I think top 5 when you start getting bigger, people are like might be harder, but maybe it's hard to do top 3, but just doing a top 3 theme
It was
land.
really hard to do top 3 for me.
Yeah, I guess top 3 is kind of hard, but I mean, everyone has, whether it's Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, you got Harry Potter, you got, what I'm surprised a little bit about, maybe because it's not as immersive, or it doesn't have more to it, is Dr. Seuss landing area. Maybe if we said holiday, maybe if we said Christmas time, maybe we would have had it in our top 3.
Favorite holiday overlays. That'd be good. Yeah,
because that's a good one during the holidays. Like that one's really good. But yeah, everyone's list was all unique, and they were all good. No one had a bad list. There's no such thing as a bad top 3 of theme lands. We all have our different opinions of what we like about it, or different moments, or stories, or excitement. And when these other new theme lands start coming in, you guys, and this will be another stream, hopefully. But when they have Disneyland, and we can all go to Disneyland, and we can do the Lucas, Carla, and I can do like the Tangled and all that stuff, and then I guess experience Disneyland, because that's a whole nother. Those are some theme lands there, and then Nintendo World. When Nintendo World comes in an epic universe with everything there, classic monsters and everything there. Oh my gosh! One of the areas I'm hoping is DreamWorks Land, but anyways, that's just to throw that in there. Seuss and Jurassic Park Land have so much potential. They do. But I think out of the 2, Jurassic Park's more disappointing than Seuss's. But yeah, you guys, this was fun. I appreciate and appreciate all you guys that joined the stream and made it this far.
Thank you guys so much.
If you hit that like button, it helps out our channels, helps out the video. This was fun talking to you guys and just talking about theme parks. We all love theme parks. We all love what Disney and Universal are doing with the themes, and they're doing a great job. And it looks like they're building off of that, and I hope it continues. And like you said, if they do less screens and stuff like that, but just like make us feel like we're in a different world, different land, different whatever, and to where we can enjoy it more than just being at a theme park. You take that experience, like we give us the theme park, you're giving us the theme park experience, but take it on a whole nother level where we're going to another world. Oh my gosh, it's a different magical experience, you guys. And so I'm excited for all the new stuff, and I love all the stuff that's happening now and what we already have, and and I appreciate you guys. So thank you guys for being part of the stream. And next weekend we're not going to have a live stream next Sunday, because actually no, we will. So never mind, you guys, scratch that. We weren't at first. So we were going to do a live stream. We were supposed to go see Kong versus Godzilla next Sunday, so we were going to cancel a live stream and not do it. But that got moved to Thursday, so we're going to see Kong versus Godzilla Thursday, which means next Sunday's live stream will be about Kong versus Godzilla. Yeah. So we will do like what we always do. We'll do like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of non-spoiler talk, and then after that, you guys can leave. But if you're planning to go watch it, if you can try to watch it this week, it is on HBO Max, so you don't have to. So HBO Max.
It is?
Yeah, it'll be on HBO Max for the first 30 days.
Yeah, HBO Max. Go to the movie theaters, watch it, and then join us next week for the live stream where we're going to talk about 2 humongous, gigantic kaijus, monsters, whatever you want to call them, going at it, battling. And I think it's going to be an epic movie, and I'm excited for it. And I'm excited to talk about it. But we will talk about it next week. That's going to be and it's going to be the same time, 9:30. So 9:30, Kong versus Godzilla. Are you team? I'm going to ask people right now in the chat. Let me just ask them real quick. Are you team Kong? Are you team Godzilla? Let me get some hashtag Team Kong or hashtag Godzilla. I don't want to know.
I know right now what I am. What about you, Alex?
Yeah, let's just do real quick. I am Team Kong.
Hashtag Team Kong.
I think most people are.
I want to see what people say in the comments. But yeah. So all 3 of us are Team Kong. So I see. And this is the hard part for me, you guys. Growing up, I loved King Kong and Godzilla. So it was kind of hard to like pick which one. I think I was just going to be like, you know what? I just want both. I'm on both sides. But at the end of the day, there's just something about Kong that I just kind of like I just like a little bit more. I mean, I love them both. They're both great. But Kong just has a I guess a special place in my heart, and it's just
Kong Skull Island was a really, really good movie.
We have one for Godzilla.
One for Godzilla.
Katrina, interesting.
Sorry, Katrina. These monkey, the monkey boy is gonna put his hands on some radioactive lizard, but it's all right.
We got another one.
Another Kong. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. So I think majority of people will probably be Kong, but yeah, I'm just interested. But yeah, you guys definitely check out that movie. If you haven't watched the trailer, watch it. It's coming out Wednesday. We're going to go watch it Thursday, and next week we will talk about it. And if you guys can join the stream, like I said, for 15 minutes, we'll do a non-spoiler. So it would be great to see all you guys. I love you guys. Appreciate it. It was fun. Good to see you, Carla Lucas. I hope you had a great birthday, Carla.
Thanks.
And on that note, always be yourself unless you could be Batman. Then always be Batman. See ya.
Deuces.